Liverpool Football Club, after winning yesterday against Manchester City, are 11 points clear. I'm going to make a bold prediction, and I also think this prediction could be reality for Arsenal fans. Liverpool, like I said, are 11 points clear. They're in the League Cup final. I think Arsenal will have to give them a guard of honour, and I think the Premier League title will be wrapped up. You ready for this? Before mid-April. When Arsenal play Liverpool at Anfield, which I think is scheduled to be played on the 10th of May, I think the Premier League title will be done, wrapped up and finished by mid-April. My prediction is when they play Leicester at the King Power Stadium on the 19th of April, the Premier League will be done, which means Liverpool can turn their focus to the Champions League. I do think they will beat Newcastle in the League Cup final. They will win the Premier League. So that's 2 trophies. Could they do the double? Could they also win the Champions League? I don't see why not right now. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. We are under 80 subscribers away from hitting 46k. The road to 50k is on. What are you waiting for? 92% of you that have watched the content this month throughout February are not subscribed. So please go down and hit that subscribe button. Check out the Newcastle and Liverpool match reactions yesterday. Now, I want to look at Liverpool's next 10 games in all competitions. This includes PSG. This includes Tottenham. This includes a cup final. I don't see, and I've said this a number of times, and just to stay consistent, I said back in October that Liverpool would win the Premier League. The narrative that Liverpool haven't played anyone, well, that narrative's dead. The narrative that Salah's form will drop off, well, then that narrative's dead. The narrative that Virgil van Dijk is not as good as he used to be. They just keep moving the goalpost. These Premier League, Champions League, and Cup games for Liverpool, in my opinion, they will beat Newcastle. They will get a draw away at PSG. They will then beat Southampton, which is the perfect fixture sandwiched in between the PSG games. And they will beat PSG at home, and then they will win the League Cup. Now, the beauty of these fixtures is that Liverpool might not even have to win all of their games in order to win this league title now, because Arsenal have got a very tough run. A very, very tough run of games. They play Nottingham Forest away on Wednesday night. A game in which I don't think, as it stands, Arsenal win. I think Nottingham Forest will get the 3 points because Arsenal have no firepower and they've, by the looks of things, given up. Which means Wednesday night, Liverpool could be 14 points clear. In this run of games, they have to go to Everton away. Now, David Moyes has completely galvanised and got this Everton group of players together and are performing. They have to play Chelsea. When they play Chelsea, Chelsea have got 4 good games now against Southampton, Leicester, and FC Copenhagen home and away. So they will build some momentum going into that game. They still won't have Saka back by the 16th of March. Against PSV, it's not a walk in the park. I think the only team right now that stops Liverpool Football Club winning the Champions League, and we all know who it's going to be. We all know it. The only team, for me, is Real Madrid. That is the only team. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Let me bring up the Champions League draw. Let's start on the left-hand side. Liverpool against PSG. Liverpool will win. Aston Villa against Club Brugge. Aston Villa will win. Liverpool will then knock out Aston Villa in the quarterfinals. Real Madrid versus Atletico. Now, Real Madrid would, of course, be clear favourites, but that is a derby that goes to the roots of Madrid. Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid are batting out for a league title, and they will now battle it out for a Champions League place. PSV against Arsenal. Arsenal probably will go through. Real Madrid will go through. Real Madrid should then knock Arsenal out, which would, according to my prediction, would mean the semi-final will be Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Now, in previous years, Real Madrid have had Liverpool's number. They've beat them in the final twice. Gareth Bale's over a kick. Vinny Jr.'s winner. They know how to do it. They've been there. They've seen it. They've done it. But this season, Liverpool have already beaten Real Madrid. So there could potentially be an upset there. On the other side of the draw, I think Barcelona will get through. I think it will be Barcelona and a Bayern Munich semi-final. But imagine Liverpool in Arne Slot's first year winning the Premier League, winning the League Cup, and winning the Champions League. They are the best team around to watch. They're absolutely dominating this Premiership. Dominating. Look at this league table. 11 points clear over Arsenal in second place. More games won. Only one defeat against Nottingham Forest in September. 64 goals scored. 13 more goals scored than Arsenal. 12 goals scored more than Manchester City. 16 goals scored more than Chelsea. The second best defense in the league. The best goal difference. And they have opened the door up for Arsenal. They've drawn against Everton. They've drawn against Aston Villa. They've drawn against Fulham. But Arsenal don't want to win this league. They don't want it bad enough. Imagine Liverpool win the double. Just imagine it. I think it could be a possibility. They're 11 points clear. Arsenal are crumbling. Why not? Why can't they do it? They've got all their players fit and firing. They've got Cody Gakpo back from injury. This Newcastle game will be very, very interesting. Of course, Liverpool will be favourites. Newcastle United do have, they do have a lot of firepower. But I just think Liverpool will be too strong. That game they played against Manchester City yesterday, they toyed with them. They absolutely toyed with them. Their away record, by the way. They've gone to Bournemouth and won. They've gone to Tottenham and won. They've gone to Arsenal and got a draw. They've gone to Manchester City and won. They've gone to Manchester United and won. We need to give huge, huge credit to Liverpool this season. And I think people are giving them credit, but the fact that they could potentially be on a record-breaking season to do a double. I don't know if Liverpool have ever done a double in their life. I think they have, but it was back in the 70s. But I don't see anyone getting anywhere near them. Arsenal, in my opinion, will drop off. And Mohamed Salah is putting up Lionel Messi numbers. If I just click on Liverpool, for instance, and I click on stats, and I click on goals and assists, right? You guys should be able to see this. There you go. 41 goal contributions in the Premier League for Mohamed Salah. That is Lionel Messi level numbers. And he's got 50 goal contributions this season. Cody Gakpo, double digits for GA. Luis Diaz, double digits for GA. Trent will probably finish in double digits. Jota will finish in double digits. Szoboszlai will probably finish in double digits. Their defense as well, Konate and Van Dijk, the best centre-back pairing in Europe right now for me. Their goalkeeper, everything about them yesterday. The only criticism I think I could give Liverpool yesterday, if I'm being brutally honest, was I think Trent Alexander-Arnold did get beat a handful of times by Doku. But it was the perfect performance from Liverpool. They went there, they counter-attacked, they can play the counter-attacking style football, they can play the press where they relentlessly press you. They can retain the ball in the midfield. They've got players that are really good and composed. McAllister, Jones, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. They've been fortunate enough to have no injuries or no big injuries. They did miss Konate for a number of games. They just chucked in Quansah. That is the area where I think they probably are weakest in terms of squad depth, and that is probably their defense. Conor Bradley is out injured as well. But they've got Tsimikas who can come in for Robertson. I just think they are, for me, the best team to watch. They're the team to beat. But if they go on to do the double, that will be unbelievable. The last team to do anything like that was Manchester City, and before that, you're going back to the Manchester United times. Winning the league title and winning the Champions League and the League Cup in your first season in England. Arne Slot, right? deserves huge, huge, huge credit. Huge credit, man. We should be talking about this guy like he's one of the best coaches in the world. And I don't really see anyone saying that. I don't see anyone saying that. You know, what this guy has done is walked into a team that had their Alex Ferguson type in Jurgen Klopp. And they've not really got rid of any players. They've only brought in Georgi Mamardashvili, who will be there next season. And of course, they've brought through Federico Chiesa. But he's just made them harder to beat. He's made them more compact at the back. He's made their midfield a little bit more stable. Not necessarily a basketball game going left to right, end to end. His substitutions when it comes to in-game subs, he always makes his subs around the hour, whether it's bringing on Tsimikas for Robertson, whether it's bringing on Bradley for Trent, whether it's bringing on Curtis Jones for Szoboszlai, whether it's bringing on Gakpo for Diaz. He's not afraid to make changes, and that is one of the best things I rate about him, because you see so many managers when they make changes, the wrong one. And don't get me wrong, he makes mistakes from time to time, but the last defeat they had in the Premier League was in September, and that is not spoken about enough. What a manager he is. What a manager, what a team. And look, Liverpool fans right now must be on cloud nine. I think they deserve to win this title. I've got a video coming out later about Arsenal in terms of why did they not go out in January. Absolutely criminal from the Cronkies not to go out and bring a player in. And a lot of their key players out of form, not really stepping up, injuries, etc., has just helped Liverpool even more. And like I said, Liverpool might not have to win every single game for the remainder of the season. Arsenal may just hand them the title by dropping points against Chelsea, dropping points against Nottingham Forest. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. I am out.